Every beloved toy in Poppy Playtime faces an inevitable fate: brutal elimination. Here are the most shocking confirmed kills of each fallen creature from this nightmare factory. Huggy Wuggy became our first witness to toy carnage back in Chapter 1. This blue giant also delivered the franchise's most iconic scare when he materialized without warning from behind that door. What followed was an endless sprint through cramped ventilation shafts with death breathing down our necks. Right when those massive arms were about to crush us in a deadly embrace, salvation appeared overhead, a suspended crate positioned perfectly above his skull. Chapter 3 introduced us to the newest smiling critter, CatNap, a devoted follower who worships the prototype like a god. True to form, this installment delivered horror beyond imagination. Among every toy's demise, CatNap stands as the most disturbing spectacle. While we desperately searched for ways to restore electrical power, this feline nightmare descended from above to hunt us down. A shock from the green hand mechanism was all it took to bring him crashing to the ground. With a bone-chilling shriek, CatNap erupted in flames. Right when it seemed like the cat had drawn his final breath, the prototype emerged from the shadows. But this wasn't a rescue mission, it was an execution. With one calculated strike, those razor-sharp fingers punctured straight through CatNap's skull, delivering swift mercy. Miss Delight brings us another grisly demise, sporting that haunting crimson-stained grin across her face. Deep within the facility's maze of corridors, we encounter this relentless hunter, a creature you literally cannot look away from without facing instant death. Just as we successfully restore power to the generator, Miss Delight sabotages our chance at freedom. What follows is a desperate sprint through endless corridors while her approaching footsteps echo closer behind us. This teacher from hell pursues us with her spiked weapon, ready to deliver a brutal beating. But fate intervenes when we manage to activate the door mechanism, crushing her completely as the heavy barrier slams shut before she can breach our sanctuary. Mommy Longlegs met her end just before Chapter 2's conclusion, and what a stretchy nightmare that was. This pink arachnid offered us the train codes we needed, but only after surviving her twisted collection of deadly games. She even made a promise: complete her challenges and walk away unharmed. That promise shattered when she dropped from above, accusing us of breaking the rules. Now, refusing to honor our deal, Mommy Longlegs forces us into one final horrific game: hide and seek. She stalks us like a massive spider, her disturbing cackles echoing through the halls. When we're just steps away from certain doom, her elongated arm gets trapped in the industrial grinder. Despite her frantic struggles, escape proves impossible as the machine slowly tears her apart piece by piece. The grinding continues until nothing remains except her severed head staring lifelessly ahead. Musical Memory served as one of Mommy's deadly challenges, with Bunzo Bunny as our host. Win the game and we'd survive, but we had no idea someone else was playing for their life too. Victory for us meant death for Bunzo, and the moment we cleared the challenge, his agonized screams filled the air as Mommy Longlegs executed him. When we finally escaped Musical Memory, that empty ceiling web now displayed poor Bunzo's lifeless corpse dangling above. This wasn't Bunzo's only appearance as a victim either. CatNap also eliminated another Bunzo doll while we explored the counselor's office. The purple cat seemed to kill this Bunzo without any clear motive, perhaps driven by hunger or maybe collecting new additions for his macabre shrine. Waka Wuggy presented another of Mommy's sadistic challenges for us to survive. Once we conquered this game, the mini Huggies faced the exact same brutal fate as our Musical Memory friend. Their terrified screams echoed as we left the room, and just like Bunzo before them, Mommy Longlegs strung up their small bodies from the ceiling like twisted party decorations. DogDay was barely clinging to life when we discovered him suspended in that metal cage. His lower half had been completely severed, presumably devoured or ripped apart by his fellow toys. Even in his near-death condition, he managed to deliver a crucial warning about the horrors lurking in this facility. But his words were cut short when the tiny critters began burrowing into his flesh, seizing complete control of his body. Using every ounce of strength he had remaining, DogDay urged us to flee immediately. His final words rang out as we made our escape, and by then, he had transformed into another malevolent puppet under their control. Bunzo Bunny's death count climbed even higher with a third confirmed kill. This particular Bunzo met his fate in an interactive comic where readers determined the outcome. While attempting to recover a fallen egg, this unlucky rabbit tumbled into a deep pit. Armed with nothing but colored crayons, he drew the very comic we experienced. Though never explicitly confirmed, this comic Bunzo most likely became another victim claimed by the prototype. Right outside Poppy's chamber, 4 corpses dangle ominously. A pair of CATB toys, 1 Brawn toy, and a single Boogie Bot. No explanation exists for why these toys were brutally executed and displayed in this location, but their killer clearly had a purpose. What significance does their placement outside Poppy's door hold? Could Mommy Longlegs have arranged this macabre exhibition? The mystery remains unsolved. DogDay claimed to be the final surviving smiling critter before those mini toys consumed him, but his truthfulness remains questionable. He might have been concealing other survivors, knowing that hostile eyes were watching our conversation. Our only evidence of the other critters' demises comes from their cardboard cutouts scattered throughout the facility. These cutouts share a disturbing pattern. Most conclude with terrified screams. Kickin' Chicken likely met his end at the hands of someone he considered a friend, someone he trusted completely, possibly CatNap himself. Hoppy Hopscotch probably plummeted to her death while fleeing from her now corrupted purple companion. Bubba Bubbaphant's death stands as the most puzzling of all. He appears to have been eliminated by an unknown entity, suggesting the prototype rather than CatNap was responsible. The scream echoing from Crafty Corn's cutout remains ambiguous. Whether that terrified cry belonged to her or another critter continues to spark debate. Some theorists believe the scream came from Crafty Corn herself after being murdered by Picky Piggy. One certainty emerges from all this speculation. Whoever unleashed that final scream has already perished, while their killer roams the factory freely. Drop your thoughts in the comments about which toy death hit you the hardest. If we overlooked any particularly brutal eliminations, share those discoveries below as well. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Poppy Playtime breakdowns.